This is the Dinar Chronicle, where real-time global currency revaluation insights meet urgent financial intelligence. If you're holding Iraqi dinar or Vietnamese dong, you already understand the stakes. The global shift in monetary policy, the de-dollarization of trade, and the quiet moves by central banks have all signaled a seismic realignment of global currencies. But for those positioned to benefit, one critical question now remains. How do you lock in the highest possible return? More specifically, how do you secure the elusive contract rate on your IQD and VND holdings before the opportunity disappears? In today's urgent report, we walk you step by step through the exact framework for potentially locking in a contract rate. This information has been closely guarded, often discussed in whispers on encrypted investor boards and private currency groups. But today, we're laying it out clearly, drawing from verified historical case studies, current banking behavior, and confidential insights that, until recently, have been limited to Tier 1 insiders. The contract rate is not a myth. It is a real, strategic mechanism that may be offered by financial institutions and sovereign-level participants during a structured redemption event. Unlike the public street rate or the fluctuating forex rate, the contract rate, if offered, represents a premium negotiated between currency holders and authorized exchange centers. These centers may be tied to U.S. Treasury contracts, global liquidity agreements, or international infrastructure development funds. To understand how to lock in this rate, the first step is recognizing when and where it becomes available. Based on expert consensus, a contract rate is not something advertised or shown openly on bank websites or exchange boards. It is made available under extremely specific conditions, often through appointment-only systems established immediately after a rate adjustment event is triggered by the Central Bank of Iraq or the State Bank of Vietnam, potentially in coordination with the IMF or global banking partners. The moment that the revaluation occurs, or what many refer to as the live rate drop, a 72-hour window may open in which contract rates can be locked in for those who are prepared and properly positioned. That window is not guaranteed, but it has been referenced in several economic planning documents dating back to post-Gulf War financial restructuring and even in confidential memos from early 2000s Iraq provisional banking reforms. To qualify for a contract rate, you must first be in possession of authentic, uncirculated currency. Verification will be conducted during your exchange appointment. Serial numbers, watermarks, and origin of purchase will all be examined. Second, you must call the dedicated 1-800 exchange number that is anticipated to be released at the moment the rate change is publicly acknowledged. This number is not a typical banking line. It will reportedly route you directly to an exchange coordinator who will verify your holdings and assign a redemption center based on zip code and tier eligibility. It is during this call that you must indicate your intent to negotiate for a contract rate. Do not assume that merely holding currency qualifies you. You must state clearly and early in the conversation that you are requesting a contract-level redemption appointment. The call agent will likely ask you to confirm your total amount of IQD or VND, the location of your redemption preference, and your intended purpose for the proceeds. This is not a casual question. Purpose matters. Based on internal documentation, a portion of contract rates may be allocated for those committing to humanitarian, economic development, or infrastructure projects. This ties directly into global banking trends. Many sovereign entities are seeking to repatriate funds or reallocate currency windfalls into aligned development priorities. For example, if you have a written proposal or even a formal intent to support agriculture, education, or clean energy initiatives, either locally or internationally, you may be prioritized for a higher rate band. Some reports indicate that redemption centers will even request written summaries or proof of intent. These are not binding legal contracts, but they demonstrate serious intent and position you as a cooperative partner in global redevelopment objectives. Next, once you've secured an appointment, timing becomes everything. Arrive early, bring multiple forms of ID, and ensure that your currency is properly organized. Do not bring loose bundles or unverified notes. Currency should be separated by denomination, clearly labeled, and preferably stored in clear, tamper-evident bags. Redemption centers are reportedly equipped with high-speed scanners and note verification systems directly linked to CBI or SBV databases, depending on the currency type. During your appointment, you will sit with a redemption officer, likely a banking or treasury certified specialist trained in asset verification and compliance protocols. This individual will review your file, discuss your requested rate tier, and, critically, present a non-disclosure agreement, or NDA. Signing this NDA is often required to move forward with any contract-level exchange. Violating the NDA, either by publicly disclosing your rate or terms, may void the agreement and trigger clawback clauses. This is standard in high-value banking procedures involving sovereign currencies. Now, let's talk about the actual rate. While numbers vary depending on volume, timing, and policy caps, credible reports suggest that contract rates for IQD may exceed $5 to $7 per US dollar, while Vietnamese dong could land between 47 cents and $2, far beyond publicly projected market rates. These rates are not guaranteed and are subject to strict volume caps. Once a threshold of redemptions is met, centers may revert to public rates without warning. That's why being early and properly informed is crucial. Following successful verification and agreement, funds may be placed into a structured account with immediate access to a percentage, typically 10% to 20%, and the remainder placed under asset management or trust for phased release. This phased release mechanism is designed to prevent market disruption, adhere to compliance regulations, and minimize inflationary risk. Redemption officers will present options: lump sum taxable distribution, trust management, or structured payout contracts. Each has legal and tax implications. You will be encouraged to have a CPA or wealth advisor present or available via secure call to help you make real-time decisions. In some cases, exchange centers may provide in-house fiduciaries or legal teams, though bringing your own independent counsel is strongly recommended. This is not a typical banking appointment. This is a financial event that may change your life. Another crucial element to locking in the contract rate is digital preparedness. Some redemption centers may operate on the new quantum financial system architecture. This system is reportedly blockchain-based, biometric secure, and AI-assisted to prevent fraud and ensure global currency parity. If this system is activated at the time of your exchange, your account will be issued a digital verification token, often referred to as a Q code or D-wallet hash. These digital markers ensure that your funds are authenticated, traceable, and compliant with international anti-money laundering standards. Security at redemption centers is expected to be strict. Identification will be verified using both traditional and biometric systems. In some cases, retinal scanning and fingerprint verification may be required. Mobile phones may be restricted, and you may be asked to place them in a Faraday pouch during the session. Be prepared, stay calm, and follow instructions closely. Redemption centers are not standard retail banks. They are temporary financial zones under heightened security protocols, possibly even supported by federal marshals or contracted agents. After the exchange, and once the funds are placed into your structured account, you may be issued a certificate of redemption. This document will confirm the transaction, amount, and rate, but will be legally bound under the NDA terms. Do not post photos or summaries online. Doing so could not only void your transaction but put you at risk